identifies that very thing. Are you winning? This is why we need discernment. The Bible teaches us that discernment is the distinguishing of spirits. Discernment is the distinguishing of spirits. Your ability to discern, to separate. Your ability to separate two things. This is the Spirit of God. This is not the Spirit of God. This is the Spirit of God. This is not the Spirit of God. This is the Spirit of God. This is not the Spirit of God. This is the Spirit of God. This is not the Spirit of God. This is light. This is not light. This is darkness. This is not darkness. Are you winning? It's very important that you have the ability to distinguish and separate things. And by your ability to discern, you are able to name things as they are. Do you understand? You are able to name things as they are. This is bad. This is good. This is bad. This is good. There's a reason why Eve easily sinned. Eve easily ate from the tree which God told them not to eat. Why? Because she did not exercise discernment. The devil came with what people call a white lie. A white lie. It sounds like the truth, but it's not the whole truth. You know, it sounds like the truth, but it's not really the truth. It's a white lie. The reason they put white on it is because there's some purity in the lie. There's some purity in the lie. The color white is associated with purity. The color white is associated with brightness, is associated with holiness. Are you there? So, in order for you to know what is good and what is bad, you need to be able to exercise what is called discernment. If God did not separate the light and the darkness, there would have been confusion. Where you find that now Adam and Eve are unable to separate the two. They're unable to separate the two. They're unable to separate between day and night. Is this time to sleep? Is this time to be awake? Witches fly at night. The night is made for rest. The night is made for what? Is made for rest. Jesus preached during the day. Jesus worked during the day. Not that he did not preach during the night, but he says something very specific. He says, I must work while it is still day, for night cometh when no man will work. The night he speaks of is not the ordinary night that you think of, but he's talking about the darkness that was there before light was spoken on the earth. He says that darkness cometh. There is an age, there is a time of darkness that will cover the world. He says, before that time, I must preach and win as many souls as I can. I must preach the gospel while it is still day, while there's still light. Because there will be a time when the whole earth is covered in darkness. But he says, I must work while it is still day. Because he is exercising discernment. He knows that there's a difference in terms of seasons. Discernment allows you to exercise, to discern seasons. He says to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, you men, you are able to predict the climate, saying there is a heavy rain coming, there is a storm, there is snow that is on its way, but you are unable to discern these times. These are the times of the Son of Man. They were unable to discern that these were the times of the manifestation of prophecy, where the Son of God manifests on earth. Are you winning? So it is very important. We do not discern according to the physical appearance, according to how things appear in the physical. When Jesus spoke of the darkness that comes, he's not talking about the ordinary night that you're used to. When witches operate in darkness, they are not necessarily operating. The night only resembles darkness. They're not necessarily operating in the night. They're operating in darkness. It's just that the word night has been given to darkness. Darkness was there before the first day, before the second day, before the third day. The Bible says, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The word deep there is the Greek word abyss, which means a bottomless pit. It is found under the sea, a bottomless pit. Okay? So darkness was existing before God spoke light, meaning we did not have a first day, the second day. There was no rotation, no circle of the counting of days. There were no counting of days. There was no calendar. But the calendar began when the light was introduced, because there was light. When light was introduced, regulation. The regulation of days was also introduced. You can never have a full day without the day or without the night. If it's only day, if night will not come, if the sun will not set, we will not be able to count the days. If we're only living in the night and the sun will not rise, we will not be able to count the days. We will all live during the night. So imagine the night. It was dark. It was dark. There was no day. It was dark. In the realms of the spirit, it was dark. So God first dealt with the things that are in the spirit. That is why when he separated, he did not separate the things that you see with your naked eye, but he separated the things which you do not see. He separated the darkness which you do not see with your physical eyes. He separated the light which you do not see with your physical eyes. Not the light of the sun, because the sun was created on the fourth day. On the fourth day, there was already a regulation of days. There was already day and night. So the sun is what you see with your physical eyes, but it is not the light which God spoke. The night is what you see with your physical eyes, but it's not the darkness that was there before God spoke. So when you look at me or when you look at somebody else and you want to discern whether this person is operating in darkness or in light, you don't look at my appearance, whether I'm ugly or handsome. You don't look at the way I laugh, the way I laugh. You don't look at my laughter, but the way he laughs, it looks like, man, I don't like his laughter, man. There's something about the way he laughs. It makes me high, man. I become uneasy. His laughter, that's not how we discern things. You look in the realms of the spirit and you begin to see whether it is light that this person is operating under or whether it is darkness. Are you there? Because it can be hidden. It can be hidden in kindness. It can be hidden in pretense. It can be hidden in anything that looks genuine, whereas it is not genuine. Are you winning, people of God? Are you winning? Some of you have become victims of witchcraft simply because you were unable to discern that the person that kindly offered the jersey to you was not that gesture did not come from a place of light, but it came from the place of darkness. You are unable to discern that the person that offered you money, that money did not come from the place of light, it came from the place of darkness. You were unable to discern. You were unable to discern that that girl that showed interest towards you was not from the light, she was from the darkness. That guy that was chasing after you was not from the light, but he was from the darkness. Because you focused too much on the physical appearance. Carnality took hold of you and blinded you, not realizing that when God separated things, he did not separate them in the physical. He separated them in the spiritual, light and darkness, and then he called them names. He gave them names. We're able to identify, no, this is this, this is not this. Because we look in the realms of the spirit, not in the physical. Are you there? Are you there, people of God? May the Lord give us grace today. May the Lord show us mercy today. May the Lord show us mercy. May the Lord show us mercy today. May the Lord separate things that we're unable to separate in our lives. May we be able to identify this is this and this is not. This is this and this is not. The neighbor that always greets you when you pass the street is always saying, oh my child, I can't wait to see you get married. Mara, when are you getting married? I also include you in my prayers. My daughter must also get married. I pray for you. I pray that you find a good husband, but you're unable to discern that the words come from a place of darkness. It is your enemy talking to you. If you can decode the words, you will hear what the person is actually saying. They are saying that I work night and day. I make incantations. I throw spells and charms to make sure that no ring is placed on your finger. There is no discernment from you, and you become what is described as naive. You become naive. Naivety takes hold of you. You become also ignorant. Ignorance takes hold of you. To God be the glory. Ignorance takes hold of you. You find yourself from one man of God to another man of God. There is no discernment. You are unable to discern when you've encountered somebody who's operating under light, whom the light of God is shining upon. And that is a dangerous thing, because some people are herbalists hiding behind the title man of God, prophet of God, apostle of God, whatever you may call it. Discernment is extremely vital. It is paramount that every individual be able to discern by the Spirit of God. You must know what you're dealing with. That is why it's so difficult. Sometimes I can see certain prophecies. It's so difficult for me to utter. It is extremely difficult for me to utter. If I see that it is your own father witching you, if I see that it is your own mother, your aunt, your relative, your cousin, your brother, your sister, how do I say that to you? If discernment is far away from you. So I keep quiet and pray for you. I keep quiet and pray for you, because your lack of maturity when it comes to discernment may backfire to me and say, what did he say?